We thought 322 East Capitol, the building we were in, our main branch, we thought that would probably last us forever. How in the world could we fill up 3 floors and a basement? As we started, through the years, we got bigger and bigger. We needed a space. The corner, the 4th and Jackson space came available, and it seemed to fit. It fit within our block, it fit within the motif of what we were trying to do, and more importantly, it was something that was probably for sale. The last 20 or 30 years of its life prior to us purchasing that was a warehouse for the state of Illinois. So it had great bones, it had great structure, probably need a major manicure.
In 1921, Jennings Ford built this building, and so this became a Ford dealership. This room here was the showroom. There were paint and maintenance rooms on the other floors. There's a ramp right behind me here where they used to bring the cars down to put in the showroom. We could have just renovated it and done it all ourselves without getting any of the public entities involved. But we did decide to put the building on the National Park District Historic Tax Register, Historic Register. And when we did that, we had to get a lot of other folks involved as far as the historic preservation staff and all of that.
Everything that you see as you walk into that room was there in 1933. It's been touched up, redone. We had great partners with Hanson Engineers, and Win Fritch came in and did a lot of the man hours and a lot of the work. The chandeliers are original. Those had to be taken down, shipped to a company in St. Louis, refurbished, sent back. The windows themselves had to be manufactured one window at a time, and if you look at them closely, you'll see they're individual panes inside of individual pane windows. There's like 64 panes inside of every window. Those had to be individually manufactured and put back into specs as it was in the 1930s.
So it became important that we really match the neighborhood as far as the significance of it, and this is one of the largest buildings in this area, in about a 10 or 15 block area. So it became important that we keep it, keep it looking like it did in 1921.
A historic building has a purpose behind it, has a history, and generally people buying those buildings really want to put their the heart and soul into those buildings and care for them and bring them back to life. And they generally serve a greater purpose than just the organization having space for offices and such.
There's some complications that are involved when you're restoring an old facility. You never know quite what you're going to find when you start tearing into it. So there's always those types of considerations that makes it more difficult, but also much more interesting.
Of course, always going into those buildings and make sure they're structurally sound, and but then also bringing in all the modern conveniences of a building in an authentic way that looks and still preserves the style and the history of the building.
I love telling this story as we host groups there. If I get an opportunity to get the microphone, I love taking 3 minutes and explaining what it was. And on video, it doesn't show itself as much as being in that room and saying, how would you like to be sitting here in 1933 or 4 or 5 wanting to buy a car? Because that's what this was. And to be able to look at folks and say that chandelier was original. There is a lot of pride that goes into that building. Everybody who works there feels it, they have it, they expect it, they respect the building itself. Like I said, the bones are great, and with the help of some partners, we turned that into a nice landscape for Springfield.
I just find it amazing to be a part of that and to keep that history sort of alive, so to speak. My work where Abe walked